I had uploaded sums number 9.30 to 9.34. In this session, I would be doing the sums number from 9.34 to 9.35 to 9.38. Now, in this sum, they have given us a RLC circuit with resistance as 10 ohms and capacitor value as 5 millifarad and the inductor value as 20 millihenry and the source voltage as 50 cos 200t without any phase angle. Now we are supposed to find the current through the circuit. Now this is a pretty easy sum. It's usually, we're using the simple formula I is equal to V by impedance. We can find the I value. Now to find the impedance value, we need to find the sum of the resistance, the capacitance and the inductance. So inductance can be found using XL is equal to J omega L, which is equal to 4J, and XC is equal to 1 by J omega C, which is equal to minus J, and resistance is usually like 10 ohms. So the total impedance is given by 10 plus 3J. Now the current through the whole circuit can be found using the formula voltage by impedance, which is equal to 50 with a phasor angle of 0 degree by 10 plus 3J. Now if we convert this 10 plus 3J in polar coordinates, we get 10.440 with a phasor angle of 16.69 degree. Now by dividing 50 the phase angle of 0 by 10.440 with a phase angle of 16.69, we get a current of 4.78 with a phase angle of minus 16.69 degree. So therefore, I of t for the circuit is 4.78 cos 200t minus 16.69 degree. Thus, it's pretty easy sum, isn't it? Now, in this sum looks a bit complicated, but then there's nothing complicated in this. We're just supposed to find I of t in this circuit. They have given us the voltage source, and we have written down all the resistors and the capacitors value. R1 is equal to 10 ohms, R2 is equal to 20 ohms, R3 is equal to 30 ohms. Then the inductor has a value of 100 millihenry and the capacitor has a value of 100 microfarad. XL can be found using the formula J omega L, which is equal to J ohms, and XC can be found using the formula 1 by J omega C, which gives an answer of minus J ohms. Now, first we'll discuss what we are supposed to do. Now, this R3, which has a value of 30 ohms, is parallel to this capacitor. So, we are supposed to find the impedance over here by a parallel combination. And that parallel combination value would be in series with this inductor. Thus, we have to find the second impedance value. Now, the second impedance value would be parallel with the resistor R2. Thus, we have to find Z3 by parallel combination, and at last, the last resistor, that is the 10 ohm resistor, would be in series with the Z3 impedance. Thus, we can sum up the value to find the total impedance, and as usual, we can find I, which is equal to V by Z. So, let's see. Z1 is equal to the parallel combination of the capacitor and the resistor. So, by the parallel combination, we get an answer of 0.33 plus 9.99 J. Then Z1 is in series with the L here. So which gives a value of 0.33 plus 10.99 J, because we're just supposed to add J with this value. Next, Z3 would be in parallel with the 20 ohm resistor. So it gives a value of 0.346 with polar angle of 20.265 degree. Now, Z3 would be in series with the 10 ohm resistor. So we're just supposed to add 10 to the rectangular format of this value, which is equal to 10.324 plus 0.119 J, which gives a value in polar coordinates as 10.325 with an angle of 0.66502 degree. Now at the end, as usual, we can find current by dividing voltage by impedance, which is equal to 5 with an angle of 10 degree by 10.325 with an angle of 0.665 degree, which gives an answer as 0.484 with an angle of 9.335. So therefore, I of t is equal to 0.484 cos 10t plus 9.335. Before going on to this problem, I would like to discuss with a term called admittance. Now, admittance is nothing but how much the circuit is allowing the current flow. Resistance or impedance is something which resists the current to flow. But admittance is the inverse of resistance. Admittance is measured in Siemens or Ohm's inverse. So let's see the sum. So we're supposed to determine the admittance for the circuit. Pretty easy circuit, isn't it? A parallel combination of a resistor, capacitor and an inductor. So as we know, the admittance is the inverse of impedance. We're supposed to find the parallel combination of these values. So 1 by Z is equal to 1 by 4 plus 1 by 8J plus 1 by minus 10J. One thing to be noted is that they have given us the inductance and the capacitance value directly. Instead, in the before sums, we had to find XL and XC, whereas in this sum, they have given us the value directly. You can notice this ohm symbol and the J symbol. That's what it implies. So therefore, by taking the inverse on both the sides, we get Y is equal to, since admittance is denoted by Y. So Y is equal to minus 80 plus 40J minus 32J by minus 320, which gives a value of 10 minus J by 40. So converting both the numerator and the denominator to a polar coordinate, we get a value 10.050 with a polar angle of 4.7106 degree by 40 with a 0 degree angle. Now, so we get in admittance as 0.251 with an angle of 5.7 degree. So converting it into a rectangular coordinates, we get admittance as 0.249 plus 0.024J. Thus, admittance is equal to 250 plus 25J. We can make this as an approximation. Since I got this as 249, I can approximate this to 250. And actually, I had got 0.0249. I just rounded it off to 24, and here I've written it as 25. So the answer admittance is equal to 250 plus 25J millisiemens. In this sum, we are supposed to find I of t and V of t for an RC circuit which is connected to a current source of 10 cos 3t plus 45 degree. So the capacitor value is 1 by 6 millifarad, the resistor value is 4 ohms. The capacitance can be found using 1 by j omega c, where omega is 3 and c is 1 by 6 into 10 power minus 3, which gives a value of minus 2j. And then we can find the current through the resistor by using the current divider rule, which is minus 2j by 4 minus 2j into the current source, which gives a value of 4.472 with a polar angle of minus 18.43 degree. So I of t can be found is given by 4.472 cos of 3t minus 18.43 degree. Now the voltage across the capacitor can be found using the formula 4 into 4.472 with a polar angle of minus 18.43 degree, which is equal to 17.89, with a polar angle of minus 18.43 degree. So V of t is given by 17.89 cos 3t plus minus 18.43 degree. Now going on to the same another sum. In this sum also we are supposed to find I of t and V of t. Here R1, there are two resistors and one capacitor and an inductor in a circuit. Here R1 and R2 is taken as 10 ohms, and then the inductor value is taken as 100 millihenry, and then the capacitor value is taken as 1 by 30 farad. So the capacitance and the inductance can be found using the formulas 1 by j omega c and j omega l respectively to find the values as minus 3j and j respectively. Now we have to find the impedance across this resistor, the impedance in this circuit, and the impedance across this circuit. So the impedance Z1 is given as the series combination of the resistor and the inductor, which is equal to 10.4 with a polar angle of minus 16.69 degree, and Z2 is a series combination of the resistor and the capacitor which is equal to the answer, which is equal to 10.05 with a polar angle of 5.7 degree. Now current can be found using the voltage. The current can be found using the formula I by Vs by Z1, so which is equal to 0.96 with an angle of 26.69 degree. So I of t is given as 0.96 cos 10t plus 26.69 degree amperes. And then the voltage is found using the voltage divider rule, where voltage across the inductor is equal to XL by R plus XL into Vs. So therefore V of t is equal to 1 into the polar angle of 94.3. So therefore we find the answers. This was a pretty easy, these were pretty easy sums. The main problem is the conversion from rectangular coordinates to polar coordinates. Once you master this technique in your calculators, you can do well in your exams. So wishing you all luck, and thank you for watching the video.